to my art studio for another page inspired by Junk Journal January 2024. Today's prompt is borders. And it's interesting because I just opened my book to see this page. And the idea that I had, I didn't know that this was going to be the next page, was to create a border with little squares from a magazine page. So I got out a couple of magazines. This one's Country Living. And I was really inspired by this. So what I did was I went through the magazine and different magazines, and I found things that had this blue colorway. Okay, I'm not going to show you all of them, but this is a little lighter, but this is just a background. I can cut a little piece because I'm making a border. Here's a bedspread. All right, so I've got a lot of pieces here. I even have, this is the printable from Meg, where you got the prompts. You also could download this printable. I may try to squeeze some of that in there. And I thought this was really cool. Look at this. This is yummy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some of these out. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. But I want to cut out some, I'm making a border with it, and this is my page. So, you know, you have to think a little bit about scale. So I'm going to cut out some squares and some rectangles that are probably, you know, like an inch high or an inch wide. I may do a couple taller, and I'll talk about that in a minute when I see what I find in my stash. So let's get cutting. Okay, I have cut a bunch of squares. I don't know if you can see them. They might be out of the frame here. And here they are. And I have all these different shades of blue. And now I'm figuring out where I want them. And then the other thing that I like to do is I like to have something really interesting in the corner. So this is from a Christmas card. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. This one is really big, but I really like it. So let me just see here. I don't know. I'm going to put that on hold. Okay, this is 2 doors from the little cabinet that I liked. I could maybe do that in a corner. I know that, see, these are my paint chips. I love this one. Let's see. Maybe I should do this in a corner. I could do this kind of big. they could go sideways. I'm okay with that. And let's see what else I have. Oh, I have a gardening book. So that could go in that corner. I don't know if I love this. I think this is too blingy. I have these flowers. I think they could go in the corner. I liked this. This has like a Christmas tree ornament. I think that'll fit right there. Need something right there. That one is like not the right shade of blue. These are a bunch of pillows. I think I'm going to put them right across there. I think I can put that one there. This is like a door. I think I'll just tuck it under, glue it down. So, all right, so now what I'm going to do is glue them down. And I'm gonna start with my my corners. Okay, I got all of those pieces on for the border, and I went ahead and dried, okay? And then I grabbed a Posca pen, and you can use any color. I just so happen to have a color that matches, but a lot of times when I do this, I just use black or brown. Or if I'm doing it on a darker page or even a craft page, I'll use white. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to outline all of these. And what this does is it kind of cleans up the edges, you know, the magazine page edges, and it makes the whole thing look more cohesive. I mean, it's still patchwork. So that one, I went over that a little. I just made the line thicker so that it looked like that was supposed to happen. And, you know, I'm rotating the journal as I'm going around. Because that makes it easier. Sometimes I will also go around the outer edge, you know, like all the way along here. I am not going to do that because I'll do that if I'm in a journal that has more uniform pages. But in this, it's a free-for-all with the junk journal. And then what I decided, because we have to have something that goes inside of this lovely border, I decided on this nest. And I cut this out ahead of time. And right through here, you know, the nest is kind of blending into the page. So I think that what I am going to do is put some gesso. All right, so I don't want to cover up a lot of this paper. I just want like a little, and I don't want to get it everywhere. So I'm making some loose lines, hopefully, that I can follow. And I've got my, I know it looks like ketchup. It's a ketchup bottle. I put my gesso in a ketchup bottle. That's way too much gesso. I will never use all of that. Okay. The problem with the ketchup bottle is that you get more gesso than you want. But my other bottle is like a gallon. And it was hard to squeeze. It was hard to pick up that big thing. So I'm loosely following my lines here. And I picked gesso for a couple of reasons. Because I had my white paint handy. But the thing about gesso is, and hopefully you're starting to see that, it's more translucent, more sheer than the white acrylic paint. And I just wanted a hint of something, so it's kind of like when you make a page and you put a sheet of vellum over it, you know, you get that sheer sort of a frosty feeling. I'm gonna go a little bit over here. I wasn't gonna put gesso around it over there. Let's see. We could do a little. And now I'm just gonna definitely have enough gesso. I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna feather it a bit. It just gives this like snowy effect. that I kind of like. And then I'm gonna go over it with the matte medium. I have some little parts here. I wanted this branch to border this, and I'm gonna have this branch continue up here past my border because I'm in charge. The other thing I want to mention is, I don't know if you noticed, when I put down these squares around the border, I put the matte medium over the top as well, and then I used my tool here to push it down. And the reason that I did that, if you haven't done any collaging with magazine pages, first of all, you should, because there's amazing things in magazines, and a lot of times you can get them for free. My husband laughs at me when I tear a page out at the doctor's office and stick it in my purse. But the magazine pages are a little thinner and they will wrinkle, so I try to push them down so that I don't get the wrinkles. Okay, so I got a lot of things going on over here. I realize that, and I need to make some decisions. So this one, went up there. I think, whoop, if you get it caught on your scissors, you'll rip it. I think I don't really want to do this, but I think I'm going to cut this guy off for now. I can always put it back. And then I'm just going to put a bunch of this somewhere. Okay, now I have to be kind of gentle because I got to put it back together. So I sliced this in a couple places so that I could cut out what was inside of it. And I do that because, like, here's a spot. But when the glue dries, you can't tell. And I would rather do that than to sit with my X-Acto knife. Okay, now, because I went here and I wasn't really planning to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush and a little bit of gesso. And I know I've got the matte medium, I've got all kinds of things going on in here, but I'm going to put a little gesso in here. Might need a little more. This is where it gets dicey, you know. But what I'm going to do then is I want to kind of rub that in a little bit so that it looks like I meant for it to be there. Because I went a little further down here. And little more gesso up here. So, and you can see where, you know, the gesso just made this sheer background, and obviously it's more visible on the craft paper, but you still see that kind of like frosty texture over here. Oops. And part of the reason that I did this, as I said, is to make this stand out a little bit more. All right. I think I'm happy with that. And I'm going to come in here and very carefully, well, that one ripped. If you pull wet paper, it tears. There we go. That'll all dry clear. And then I'm going to take this to the dryer. Well, you know what? Now that I'm looking, I have that going. I love this, but look how pretty that would be there. I think I have to do that. Trying to get it over a little so that you can see one of the doors of the cabinets that I like. Let's see what we can do here. Push this down. I wasn't gonna go over, but I didn't go over here, so. Okay. I'm gonna dry one more time. Okay, I dried it, and now what I want to do is I want to go around the edges of the nest with some water and my pit pen, and that's why I had to dry, because this pen, it doesn't like wet stuff. Like, it has no choice when I put water, but going into wet paint or something really will destroy the nib. So and I'm using this because I wanted this to be a little stronger than my Stabilo, and these have a lot of pigment. So I'm just gonna rotate, and I'm gonna lay it down and put it in with the water. So put on the borders tag from the prompt list. I think I'll put it here, and then it looks like that's why I didn't continue my tree branch, right? And that should do it. So this was Junk Journal January 2024 borders. And I want to thank you for watching. If you learned something or you were inspired, please consider liking or subscribing to my channel. And I hope you're all staying warm out there because we're freezing here in the Midwest. Thanks for watching.